Hey guys, this is Elizabeth at Tiny Fitness, and in this video I'm going to be talking all about recipes in MyFitnessPal, at least a few topics about recipes in MyFitnessPal. Recipes are a great way to make your food tracking a little bit faster, and I'm going to show you all about what we have here. So when I come here to recipes from the menu in MyFitnessPal, you can see I've already saved some recipes, but I'm going to be showing you how these got here. And they get here by this create a recipe option. So there's a few different ways we can add our recipes here. This first one I'm going to show you is the add from web, and I think this is a really cool feature in MyFitnessPal. So if you have gotten a recipe from any of these really common places, you can just browse through the recipes here. Or if you're cooking something and it's not really from a recipe, chances are something on My Recipes or maybe on Cooking Light is similar to what you're cooking, and it would be a good starting point. But I am going to look up a recipe on a blog that I cook from sometimes, and I recently made their beef picadillo. So I'm just going to go ahead and type in my search terms there, and it brings up a Google search for the recipe that I just looked up, and I'm going to go ahead and click on her recipe right here. And then once this page has finished loading, all I have to do is click the blue import recipe button, and MyFitnessPal went in and found all of the ingredients that were in there in her recipe listing. You can see it put some little comments like her I like Goya or whatever, and I'll make a couple quick changes here. I use olives here instead of the alcaparado, so I'm just going to change that real quick. You could do the same thing, and otherwise that seems pretty great. So there's all the ingredients imported straight from her blog post. It's going to match them up. Okay, there's one that it didn't match. Everything else. Oh, okay, so we have a couple things we need to check. First of all, this is supposed to be 1 1/2 pounds. So we just clean up our ingredient sizes here and don't worry too much about the spices being perfect. And I'm going to need to add an ingredient. I'm going to need to add that tomato sauce because it couldn't find it, because her words were probably a little bit too complicated. So there we go. That one's going to be fine. That's probably fine. That's about what we put in. Okay. So she has this set up as 6 servings. That's fine. Typically, I end up just splitting this into 4 servings. We have it for 2 dinners, so, and those calories and everything are fine with me. So I just changed the serving sizes down there where you see it talks about 4 servings. If you split this up smaller, you could change it to 8 servings, whatever fits how you are going to portion this out, or whatever's going to best fit your macronutrients. So the only thing here about MyFitnessPal is that it doesn't tell you need to press this arrow in order to, help us find matches. Okay, I don't want this ingredient. I already fixed that in my own way. That's alright. We'll search for it. Tomato sauce. Great. Okay, so I'll put that one in there. Now I've done it twice, sorry, on the internet too. Okay, there we go. So it doesn't tell you that we need to hit this arrow. We need to hit this arrow to continue. There's the title. Now it even imports her picture from her blog, which is pretty cool. It's all right here. I can see the full nutrition, so if I set my serving size wrong, I could see it right now and I could change it. And I can either save it or save it and log it. This blue save button is what I'm going to press right now. It's just going to save this recipe to my file of recipes on MyFitnessPal. And now we can see that the recipe right from the Skinny Taste blog has been saved here in MyFitnessPal. And so whenever I want to log that I cooked that, it's something we cook a couple times a month here. At my place, I would just click on that and I could add it to my diary like so for whatever meal I'd like. Cool, so that's one way you can import a recipe from the internet. Another way is that I have already gone to a blog post on my own website on tinyfitnesshouston.com, and I have copied the ingredients from one of my muffin recipes to the clipboard, and I'm just going to paste them right in here. So there's my ingredients for these cranberry olive oil muffins. I pasted them straight from my blog post, and I'm going to go ahead and match my ingredients. Let's see, everything looks like it's matching up okay. Yep, 2 eggs. Cool. It's looking okay, except this egg white protein powder. didn't match. I need to search for an alternative. And the one I get is from Trader Joe's, and this is how I always find it. There we go. Pure egg white protein. That's the one. Great. So I replaced that one. Everything else looks fine. My brown sugar. Perfect. Okay, that works. Okay, so I've matched all my ingredients. I hit my arrow. Here's my muffins demo. Here's my nutrition facts. And again, I can save this, and now my recipe is saved from the ingredients that I pasted right in. You could also create a recipe where you just type in your ingredients. Say that you made chicken soup, and you made 4 servings of chicken soup. Cool, and so you had, oh, I don't know what, 2 cups of chicken broth, and 1/4 pound of spaghetti to put some chicken noodles in there, and maybe you have 1 cup of shredded chicken. I don't know, it's a pretty boring soup. Let's see, 1/2 cup of chopped carrots. I'm just typing these ingredients in here, making this up as I go for your demo. So if those are the ingredients in my chicken soup, all I have to do is hit this arrow. It's going to match. Let's see, chicken, my 1 cup of chicken. Yeah, that's about, oh, so many chicken options. I'm just going to head up to this first one. Looks great. That's a little bit closer to 6 ounces, so that's going to be, there we go. Okay, perfect. So there's my chicken soup, and again, I can just hit the arrow and save it right here to my recipe. So now in my recipes, I've got these 3 recipes entered, and I can log and save them anytime. So remember, we talked in another video about meals. If you haven't seen that one, go ahead and check that out. It's also on my YouTube channel and on my blog. That under meals, when I log a meal in MyFitnessPal, I'm going to see the components of that individual meal. So if I log my Chipotle bowl, when MyFitnessPal logs this in my dinner, it's going to log beans, sour cream, guacamole, cheese, and rice all separately. If I log a recipe, it's just going to show me that I ate 1 serving of that recipe. It's not going to let me edit the ingredients there in my tracker. So I make that distinction for you just because, say you frequently modify your Chipotle bowl a little bit, maybe you add chicken or you add extra guacamole or whatever it might be, it's probably best to save that as a meal rather than a recipe so that you can change it on the fly. So recipes, you're going to be logging 1 serving or however many servings of whatever that food is, whereas meals, it logs the components for you. So just an example there of the difference between meals and recipes. But both of them are really handy ways to have the things that you frequently eat, whether you eat them at a restaurant or cook them at home, to have them saved in here for your future use. And if you ever need to make a change, let's say, so I've been making these blueberry banana muffins, I want to see what I put in this recipe. And for this recipe, it's just eggs, blueberries, bananas, and that egg white protein that I seem to like so much today. But what if I decided this week that I was going to go ahead and add honey? I could just edit my recipe right here, add my tablespoon of honey or whatever it might be, and update my recipe. So that's a little bit about recipes in MyFitnessPal. If you have any questions about how to use these to make your food tracking faster or easier, feel free to leave me a comment below or find us on Facebook, Instagram, email me at info@tinyfitnesshouston.net. Anything I can do to help, I'll be more than glad to try. Thanks for watching, and happy tracking.